So whether you have an existing business in the real estate industry, or you are just starting out and feeling or thinking about how you can make plenty sales in real estate online, there are a couple of things you need to do. And of course, I'm very sure you must have heard or you must have seen people do some of them, but you really do not know how all of that gel together to help anyone get results in real estate. So welcome to my YouTube channel. In this particular video, I'm going to be explaining to you just about five key things that you must put in place. Very importantly, these 5 things must be ready if you are going to do well on the internet space. So the internet is actually very wide, and a couple of real estate agents or real estate organizations actually struggle to do well online. And obviously, if the foundation be faulty, right? So take this video to be the foundational preparation for any real estate company or real estate agent. These 5 foundations must be intact. You must put these 5 things in place if you will ever see traction from the internet or from your activities or from your efforts employing the online space for your business. So there are 5 key things, as I've said earlier on, and of course I'll be diving right into these 5 things. Please stay with me. You are going to be getting a lot of value from this. I'm going to be discussing with you both theoretically and of course also practically. So let's get right into this as I share with you 5 very important things you must do before you ever hit the internet with your real estate business. Or if you are currently in business, you may want to go back to revisit these things again, because a couple of times I've seen my real estate friends who say, oh, I think I've gone past this level. They're not making plenty sales. And the reason they're not making plenty sales is because they have failed to put these 5 very important things into place. So let's get right into this as I walk you through these 5 things you should do or you must know. The very first one of them, as I can see on my screen, is setting the foundation. So obviously there are a couple of things that make up foundation or foundational setup in real estate online business. One of them could be having a customer avatar. So customer avatar, or sometimes we call it the buyer persona, is a terminology in digital marketing that connotes understanding your ideal audiences. See guys, truth of the matter is this: not everyone who sees your property will buy from you. That is just a bitter and sincere truth. Not everyone who sees your real estate business online, not everyone who sees your property online will buy from you. The truth is, some of them will see your property and they will pass, right? So you want to be able to define or carve out whom your ideal buyers or ideal audiences are. A lot of realtors that have come in contact with fail big in this aspect of their business. A lot of them have come in contact with, a lot of realtors have had opportunity of discussing with, do not even have a comprehensive customer avatar document. Now, your customer avatar contains the age bracket or the age of your ideal customers. It contains information like the location of your ideal customers. It contains information like the interest of your ideal customers. You do not want to sell your properties to that guy who has interest in baseball, right? Whose interest has nothing to do with investing in real estate in the first place, right? So you want to be able to ascertain what particular interest should my ideal audiences or my ideal buyers have, right? So this is contained in the customer avatar document. And then of course so many other information like political affiliation can be a content inside the customer avatar. Things like channels that these people like to interact with, right? Where they like to go to. Sometimes a customer avatar or a buyer persona document can also contain even the financial institution they bank with. Of course, maybe that's already going into the deeper section of customer avatar. I'm going to be walking you through just about how you can create a customer avatar document in my subsequent video. I will need you to be on the lookout for it. right? I'll walk you through just about how you can create a comprehensive customer avatar document, and of course also I will avail you with the document, right, so that you have a template you can always work with for your particular brand. So you must have a customer avatar document which helps you to clearly define whom your ideal audiences or buyers are. Those guys that when you actually hit the internet running, you have a sense of who exactly you want to target with those beautiful houses or those clean dry lands that you want to sell as a realtor, right? So the second point I have here on my screen is building a professional website. So I've had the opportunity of also discussing with some realtor friends who do not even have a website. A lot of my realtor friends say, does a website really matter in real estate? I have a couple of people that sell properties and they don't really have a website. Well, they may be having because of their personal connections. They may be having because of their political affiliations. A lot of persons in Lagos that I know, or maybe in Abuja, in Nigeria, do really sell properties because of the kind of connection, how solid their connections are, right? So a lot of persons do this, but you really cannot do the same thing, guys. You have a need for a website. If you don't have a website as a realtor, I really do not understand where exactly you are headed, right? Because a website literally contains all the information you cannot really voice out with word of mouth. There is little that you can do or say by your words. But a website does the whole thing. It does the talking for you, it does the displaying for you almost at the same time, right? And of course also there is a limited number of minutes or hours that you can really spend discussing with people. Of course, in this video cast, I can spend 5 hours or 6 hours doing this talking with you. I definitely will grow tired or get tired. The same thing is applicable to your marketing online or your real estate business going online. There is really little or limited number of hours that you can do this talking. Your website does the talking for you 24 hours, right? So you have a need for a website, and not just any kind of website, because of course I've seen a couple of my friends also that do real estate, and the kind of website they do have is Google sites. Do you understand? So sometimes it's funny how that a said professional realtor has a Google site, right? It's sometimes funny, guys. So if you are really serious about going online with your business as a realtor, you need a professional website. And of course, again, I know you must have heard these things before, but it is very important sometimes that these things are said again and again, just so that you can get to understand how important they are, and to really get to realize that some of the reasons you are not really making sales online is because you have not done the right thing, right? For instance, you need a customer avatar, you need a professionally designed website, right? And there are so many means by which this can be done. In my subsequent videos also, if you stay with me, I'm going to be walking you through just about how you can build a professional or a good looking website for yourself. So the third point that I have here on my screen is optimizing for SEO. Again, search engine optimization affords you the opportunity of getting plenty leads or getting plenty sales without necessarily spending all your marketing budget. I mean, literally, you get traction organically. So you cannot do search engine optimization without a website, and that is one of the reasons website actually came in first before getting into search engine optimization, guys. So there are different kinds of search engine optimization. We have the likes of the on-page SEO, which of course, as the name implies, on page. It works on your website page. You will be optimizing various properties, you'll be writing blog content on your website, which constitutes on page. And again, you cannot do on page SEO without the availability of your website. Number 2 is off page. Just about everything you do outside of your website that still gives credit or gives credence to your business or to your website. For instance, you've gone for an interview on one of the television channels and your business was mentioned in the course of the interview, right? And of course, at the end of the whole thing, the guys actually transcribed the interview session into a written content and then gave you a mention in the content, right? Maybe gave you a link back to your website. Do you understand? So again, you see that website also is now coming into this again. So you need a website to some extent also for off-page SEO. So on-page SEO requires you to have a website. Off-page SEO requires you to have a website. And of course, we have the technical SEO. Technical SEO, which of course looks into the hidden things, some things that if you don't do them, if you don't get them solved, they might actually hamper your opportunity of doing well organically. Take for instance, if your website does not load very fast, if you have an unsecured website, having people to leave your website almost immediately they go there, right? And of course, we have the local SEO, which is what some of us usually call the Google My Business. So we have local SEO, local listing or local citations. For instance, the Google My Business, the Clutch of our time, and so many of them. So basically, you are getting local mention. When people searches for 3-bedroom apartment in Lagos, Nigeria, that is a local search term, right? So you are optimizing for that, and that is called the local SEO. Where can I get cheap land or cheap parcel of land in Lagos, Nigeria? That also is local SEO. You are optimizing locally. So search engine optimization is one of the things you must do also, right? If you are really ready and serious to take your business online and to get real results as every other successful real estate agent or realtors are doing worldwide. So the fourth point that I have here on my screen is social media strategy. So a lot of persons think that using social media for their real estate business is as simple as getting a good picture of a house, and which is what we see every day that most realtors do in Nigeria, right? A lot of realtors, maybe you are part of them also, I wouldn't know, simply go to the site, get good looking pictures, or take a video cast of the available property and then go post them online on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and the rest of them. It doesn't end like that, guys. It doesn't end like that. In my subsequent video, I'm going to be walking you through completely how to come up with a social media strategy for your real estate brand. And of course, social media strategy is answerable to brand communication, right? You have to understand the tone of your brand. You have to understand, you have to come up with a brand strategy. So brand strategy, working hand in hand with social media strategy, obviously will help you to do well, right? Social media strategy is very important if you are going to do well or become successful on the internet space as a real estate agent or a real estate organization. It's not just about posting pictures on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Thread. It goes far beyond that, right? And of course, a well-crafted social media strategy speaks the tone or speaks the language of your brand. So there's a relationship, right? There's a correlation between social media and of course brand communication. We'll get into that shortly, and of course in my subsequent videos you get to see that, right? So last but not the least, we have online reputation management. You have to be very careful about how your brand looks online, how what people say about you, about your brand, because it goes a long way to determining if people will come do business with you. Take for instance, if you get negative reviews on social media when you begin to do your social media well, because of course I believe that at the moment you are not really doing your social media the way it ought to be done. If you are doing your social media so well, right, you want to be very careful about what people say about your brand. And of course, I did mention search engine optimization also. And in the course of mentioning search engine optimization, I did say that there's something we call the local business or the local SEO. Now, inside the local SEO, which is where we find the Google My Business, you have a review portion there where people can actually leave you a review. So these reviews are very important to helping you do well. So that'll be it for now, guys. In my subsequent videos, I'm going to take each of these mentioned points and break them down or expand them, and of course add so many practicals into them. I mean, literally, I'll walk you through my screen, right? You see everything that happens on my screen, and of course we'll create all of those information together. That will be it for now, guys. Bye.